What's up guys, Riley here, and today we're going to be going over my brand new scx24 mini trailer. So, here we have my brand new mini scx24 trailer. The link will be in the description for this. This is on Etsy, and so far my thoughts on this are pretty good. It's 3D printed. This is real wood. This side of the wood, he does have little lines cut into it. I think it came with it when he put it together. Whatever. I think you can buy this wood with the lines in it already, but I'm not too sure. So, when building this, you can use this side with the lines on it, or this side. The reason the lines are on this is because the trailer has boards, and it would be too many. It'd be too much to put together if these were boards instead. So it's just lines cut into one big piece of wood. So far, I like it. Like I said, this wood you can do whatever with. Stain it, put whatever treatment on it you want. Doesn't really matter if you put a treatment on it or not. Right here in the little corner, which is actually covered up by the thing, it says Sleek RC, and this is who makes it. Sleek RC by 3dsleekun, sleekun. I don't know how to say it, but I'm assuming sleekun. So putting this together is pretty simple. When you get this trailer, you buy it without the wheels. He does not sell wheels with it, mostly to keep the cost down and so that you can choose whatever wheels you want on it. So right now I have some Hyraxes with the stock wheels, and they're pretty good. So when you put this together, you've got, for the deck, main part of the trailer, it's pretty simple. You've got these two side pieces, the back piece, and then this front piece that's screwed together down here. So 2 screws right here, 3 screws right here, and 3 screws right here. I think the reason he did 3 screws up front and all is because you're going to have the weight of a truck on it, so it's pushing down on right here, and then the other truck's going to be holding on the other side. So I think that's the reason he wanted more strength right there. So he lengthened the connecting area and put 3 screws instead. So I think that's why he did that. The axles are pretty simple. They don't go all the way across like a regular trailer would. But they're these little black pieces. The lighting's not the best. I can't really tell. These little black pieces. I have bearings in mine, but this comes with little black washers that slot into them, and then you shove this screw in. And then on the inside, there's a little hex. And because these trailers are compatible with the Kyosho Mini Z's and the scx24s, that hex has like a 3-prong piece on it, so that you can put Kyosho wheels. And this trailer does come with a fender to use the Kyosho wheels. Now this fender's too small to do scx24 wheels. Even if you do the stock wheels, that's what I had on this at first. This fender's still too small, and the scx24 wheels are a lot bigger than the Kyosho. One thing I do like about it, which you can use technically as strap mounting points, is he's got these little, you can see it there, little slots in it. So this comes with railings, or not, it doesn't come with it, but you can buy railings for this, and you can buy ramps. There's a ton of things you can buy. You can make it enclosed with a flat nose or with a V-nose. You can put a tire rack on it. He's got a few things in it. I really like it so far. So, going on, these fenders right here go with the scx24 wheels because they're bigger. They're all 3D printed, so they're pretty thin. So you definitely have to be careful. putting it together. So getting this, it came with instructions. So you get a little QR code, and you scan it, and it'll send you to like a Google Docs or whatever, and you can pick whatever item it is that you need the instructions for. Well, I scanned it, and it said I didn't have access, so putting this together, I was kind of on my own, and I think I did pretty good. I used like all the parts, so I think we're good on that part. When you're putting the deck together, if you look in the picture of the truck, or not of the truck, but the picture he's got on the website, you see how the tongue has like this step down? It needs to step down, so it needs to be at the lower part, so don't put it on like this. Which, it's kind of obvious, because then you won't be able to screw it in, because there's no screw holes or slot on this side. So, one thing I did notice, this is a little wiggly, which I honestly don't care much about. I still like it. That's probably the only thing that really wiggles on this. It's pretty sturdy, especially being 3D printed. It's got these braces right here for the flooring, the deck, just so you can put extra weight on it. As you see, this is an upgraded scx24, and it's widened, so it kind of sticks off a little bit. This trailer, I think, is specifically, or not really specifically, but mainly for stock rigs and Kyosho Mini Zs. You can run the Mini Z carpet racers or whatever on these two. I've seen that. That's why he's got the tire rack add-on, I think. So I thought that was pretty cool. But as you see, stock Bronco fits on it fine. Now he does have these add-ons that are like little steps that go right here and right here, so that if you have a rig long enough that'll clear the fenders, it'll actually stand on those if it's too wide. So that's what we would need for the black C10, because the black C10 won't go on here like it needs to because it's so wide. As you see, we've got like barely any tire on it. So he's got those add-ons, and I would not recommend laying the trucks on the fenders because, like I said, they're pretty thin. So far, they've held up. Surprisingly, I've been off-roading with this trailer with the little Bronco on it and my C10. So, this is the setup I've been using. But you really have to be careful with those fenders. These, because it's one big piece, it seems a lot sturdy, a lot more sturdy, a lot sturdier or whatever. But one thing I do have to say, some people may not like it, but I like the pattern that the printer leaves, the 3D printer leaves on it. It just kind of gives it a cool little pattern and not boring. So I'm kind of glad, because this right here almost looks like it's stitched. I know it's metal, doesn't stitch, but that's what it looks like, and I kind of like it. He does have a larger trailer for 24th and 18th scale, and I actually think the deck of the large trailer is the size of this trailer, like the whole trailer. I don't think it's any longer, but I have no clue. So it's a little bit bigger. I wish I would have gone for that one because we have the upgraded rigs. That's not his fault, the seller's. It's my fault. I should have looked into it more. In the description, I'm pretty sure I read that it's mainly for the stock scx24s, and you'll have to get the large one for widened ones, or just go with the little add-ons for this. So yeah, that was kind of my fault, not his. But I mean, I really like it. It works well. It was $37, not counting tax and shipping. I don't know where you guys are, so I'm not going to count that in. And then the hitches, we got drop hitches. I got 2 of them. They were $9. So this one's got a different thing on it. But this is the hitch. It mounts to your chassis. And just to let anybody know, if you have an Endura chassis, LCG chassis, it still works. That's what we were worried about, is it wasn't going to fit on the Endura LCG chassis, but it ended up fitting pretty good, as you can see. So the trailer actually came with this piece, with the, that raises it a little bit. But the hitch itself that we bought separately came with one like this. So if you look at them, this one sits up higher. I've got it set so it sits level with this one, but it sits higher so that I don't have to, it's kind of weird to explain, like most things. But if you see, you have to push it up super high, and then it's on the bumper. So then it's like the body is spring-loaded. So you open it, and then it just pushes it back down. So this one actually came in the trailer package, which was nice, because it's got the little step up, so I don't have to push the hitch up as much. So as you see, it's not at my bumper, and I can open my body just fine. So that was definitely nice, because I didn't even think about that. So just to go over the trailer hitch mounting point, it does mount on your chassis, and then it mounts on the outside bars of the chassis, and then you can still mount your body. One thing I did notice, when you go to mount this, I would probably use a little bit longer screws, because you're adding material between your body and all. So you're going to need some longer screws to make that body hold on tight like it needs to. But this is just a screw right here that he's got in it. And then it just slides in a little hole. This hole is actually big enough to let it flex, let the trailer flex. So like if you're going on just some rough terrain, it's able to move up, down, without breaking. So that was very good, because I didn't think about that. I really didn't think about that. I was wondering how that was going to work, but it gives you enough room. It works pretty good. So to go over some of the upgrades, 2 upgrades. So the number 1 upgrade I did was these tire axes. So before I had the stock C10 tires and wheels on it. They're the silver ones that are like super garbage. And I figured out they're garbage on trailers too. So they wouldn't go over anything. They wouldn't flex so that it could get over a rock. It would just hit a rock and then it wouldn't do anything. But these, the Hyraxes with the foams, and they're a lot softer, actually flex enough to let the truck pull it over it. So that was a lot nicer. I was able to drive it through the driveway a lot easier. One thing to note, when you have your trailer loaded up, you're putting tongue weight on it. So you're pushing down on the back and you're lifting up on the front. So if you build a rig or something to pull the trailer around, there's no reason to put any weight on the back. You need to put all the weight up front. One, because your steering's terrible without weight up front. And 2, the weight of the trailer is what's going to put the weight on the back of the truck. So there's no reason in spending extra money to put weight on the back. So just to note that, to try and save y'all guys some money. But the Hyraxes have done really well. They really lifted up the trailer too, which was really nice. I was able to get more ground clearance, and with me off-roading with it, having more ground clearance is a lot better. So I've got plenty of ground clearance. And even when I put the Bronco on it, I still have pretty good ground clearance. So, I do have stiffer springs in the back of my truck because I set it up for pulling, because I lost a wheel nut for my other wheels because I have hexes for those. So I have to keep these on it or my truck will just be super skinny. So I just set it up for pulling until I could get the wheel nut I needed. The second upgrade I did was, he lists in the description that if you have anybody that knows what a mini Z is or worked with them, you would know it has like bushings or something. I have no clue. He said something about a bushing from a mini Z that you can replace those spacers with. Well, if you have no clue what I'm talking about, then you probably have scx24s. Well, these scx24s have bearings. They've got them in the steering knuckles, the diff covers, and the axles. So I had some spare axles and diff covers, and I ripped the bearings right out of them, and I replaced those spacers. That will make it work way better. I mean, just a little bearing change will help it roll way better. And also it's going to help it get over tougher terrain. I mean, you're not rock crawling with it, obviously. There's no suspension. But, yeah, this thing is really, really good. One thing I think would be cool is to see a gooseneck. And then, because the C10 has this little piece right here, it'd probably be too far forward, but it'd probably be right here. But it'd be cool to see if he could make a gooseneck and a mounting point for the C10s or any other truck. Another thing is, I have I don't know where it is, but a JJRC Q60, and it's got leaf springs. It's my dad's truck. We didn't know how junk it was until we bought it and killed it the first day. Didn't even get through a battery. And so I think it'd be cool if we bought some of those leaf springs that are on it and maybe putting leaf springs on this. But, so we've gone over this trailer. If we get technical into it, I think I would give it like a 4 3/4 stars. Why 4 3/4 stars? Well, I'm not a fan of the directions. I think it would be a 5-star product if we just got directions. Some paper directions. It wouldn't even have to be of the deck part, just the axle part, because that can be a little confusing just trying to figure out everything. If you get the trailer, you'll probably know what I mean by that. But link in the description for both the hitches and the trailer. And thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And we're going to go do some driving. So bye-bye.